When I started this business, I was so lost. Even though there's like a lot of small business essential videos, they don't give a lot of proper information. There's people who will say, oh, I got them from Amazon. What link? What store in Amazon? Or they'll be like, oh, I got this bulk 1,000 containers from so-and-so. I'm just starting out, this doesn't help me. So hopefully this video will help out a little bit to guide you in the right direction on what you should get for your business. Okay, so first off, we're gonna talk about shipping, as in shipping polymailers and boxes and whatnot. And first, we're gonna talk about polymailers. So I got these from youpacandship.com. I highly recommend it. It's a very cheap source for polymailers and also some boxes as well. I got 2 sizes for 2 main reasons. One is because you want 2 sizes. One for those who order like 1 to 3 items, and then another for those who order a bigger item like a jacket or a hoodie or whatever, and those who order a large quantity of items. I believe this is 10 by 13 and this is 14 by 19. I'll confirm the sizes on the screen as I'm talking right now. Something I also recommend is getting the protective sleeve with clothing. I don't know what the proper name is. People call it polymailers. I don't think it's polymailers. It's, you know, the protective cover that clothing goes into, that's sealed shut. I got the, I believe 10 by 13 with that, or the size above, but I think it's 10 by 13. I got that from an eBay seller, and I'll post the name on the screen as I'm talking and also below. So let's talk about boxes next. I don't use boxes. My items are clothing and some physical non-clothing items, but those have boxes already included when I get the bulk order. So the only thing I can really recommend from my experience is customized boxing, and it is from pacola.com. I forgot the name for a second. Basically, this is no surprise to those who saw my studio vlog number 2, but it is the custom PR boxing, like so. All the information about this box is in that previous video. I recommend watching it. It should have all of your questions answered. If you have any questions that I didn't go over, definitely let me know. If I had to recommend 2 locations for boxes, it would either be Uline and Amazon. YouPackAndShip has some boxes, but they're not huge. But I would still look at their gallery to see if those could be of use to you. They seem like great boxes, and I believe there's different colors and sizes as well. So definitely check them out. So even though you may have a printer at home, I highly recommend having a thermal printer. This one specifically is the Rollo wireless printer. I like it. If you're not super tech savvy, I would honestly avoid this. There was a lot of tinkering with this when I first got it, and also recently. Now it works perfectly fine, but I had to download a couple of things, talk to customer service a few times. But right now, I'm happy with it. But like I said again, if you're not really tech savvy, avoid this. You can also get the wild version. It's the gray one. And also a brand that's commonly used is Munbyn or Munbyn. I'm gonna put the name on the screen somewhere. You can get them on Amazon, and I believe they have their own site. I believe so. And also that Munbyn site, I'm pushing the name probably. They have awesome variations of thermal labels that I'll get into in a second. But those are 2 brands I recommend for thermal printer, which is the Rollo and Munbyn. Okay, so let's talk about thermal labels. There's various sizes, but the most common one is the 4x6. You can get them from Rollo.com or Amazon as well. But honestly, from the reviews I've seen, there's been some sketchiness or some bad quality from off-brand labels. So I recommend getting it from Rollo or the Munbyn brand straight from them. And also, you might have seen these before in the previous vlogs I had, but these are 2 other types I use. This one is 2x1 and this is 4x3, I believe. There's various shapes and sizes. I've seen hearts, I've seen circles, different color circles, different colored hearts, different colored squares, different size squares. I love it. You don't have to use it for only shipping. You can use it for just general labeling. You could put like thank you stickers on here. You can print fragile to put it on your box if you get a red sticker of this one, even a red this one to make it huge. Honestly, the options are endless. I love these so much, and it's very cost efficient. Something I should have mentioned with the thermal printer is even though you have a printer, I still recommend this because a thermal printer uses heat to print instead of ink. So in the long run, it'll save you money. So the last section of the mailing section is the scale. It'll eliminate trips to USPS, UPS, whatever you're using, and it'll decrease room for error. I love this one because one, the reader is external, and also this portion, if I can get it up, it'll flip up so you can put the bag or whatever you have on here. The reason why this is a thing is because, you can have something, you can have like bulky items that can like lean to the side too much and it'll like offset the proper reading. By having walls and having the items in here, it'll just eliminate more room for error and keep the weight consistent. I got it from Amazon and I'll post a link in the description. Okay, so I guess this next section is the branding. I don't really want to call it branding, but that's the best term I can give it. But first in this section, we're going to talk about hang tags. I got my hang tag from VisaPrint. There's other options you can have. I just thought VisaPrint was more convenient and it had a very stellar Black Friday sale, so I couldn't refuse it. And with hang tags, there's two different ways to connect them. A hang tag gun and loops. Honestly, I prefer the loops. I love the gun, don't get me wrong, but the needle is pretty thick. And I've had issues of ripping certain stitches when I have to put the needle through stitching to get a clean insert. Some people just pierce a hole into the item. I don't like that. I don't like having holes in my items. Or if you have care tags in your clothing, you can pierce that. I highly recommend piercing your care tag because I'm pretty sure people are gonna cut it anyways. And it doesn't affect the appearance of your overall garments. Now, with the loops, I like these because the way that it works is you have two ends and there's a specific hole to put these in. And you just loop it in and close it and it's sealed shut. I like these because it doesn't damage your clothing. However, you can't use it for everything. So for like bottoms, like leggings and shorts, I can't use this unless I use like a safety pin. I don't know if I want to go that route. I think I have to. But if I don't, then I have to use the handgun. Not the handgun. I'm gonna get demonetized. The hang tag gun. I might get demonetized for that. Hang tag piercer. I'll just say that from now on. Whatever, it's too late. The reason why you want to use hang tags, for me, it might seem too strict, is because it's really helpful with return policies and exchanges. You want to make sure that the item wasn't worn or altered or whatever. And one of the ways to just eliminate that is to have the hang tag. For me, for proper returns, the hang tag must be intact. It has to be intact. I even wrote it on my hang tag as well to leave zero room for arguments with that. Okay, so next up, we're gonna talk about aftercare when ordering, and you wanna talk about some sort of thank you card. I don't like thank you cards like these because people tend to avoid them and just throw it out. So I got this idea from See the Way That I See, and basically what she did, is it blurry? Should be fine. What she did is she put the typical thank you message, the social medias in the bottom, and this is actually a sticker. This makes it so that people pay attention to your thank you note. If you want to write something, if you want to like make a customized size to leave a section for a handwritten note, or the back is up to you. I don't know if I want to do the back because I am afraid people won't flip it around. I can give it a try, but maybe what I'll just do is make this a bit bigger to put some room for a note. I got these from Sticker Blitz. Yes, Sticker Blitz. Really great site, handy customizations, and it gives you a proof before you order to make sure everything looks great. Basically what I just did is told them like, hey, can you do a, what do they call this? The cut, I'll put the proper name somewhere. Put the cut around the PT logo, and it was done in one shot. So they understood what I was trying to say. So with these thank you notes, I basically have these for events, whether I'm tabling or vendoring or just general awareness. And what I like to do with these is, what I did is I put a handy discount code, my socials, and a handy link to my socials page. And you might recognize this sticker. It's a thermal label that's 2x1. And basically what I did is I left enough space so that I can print the relevant info, like an exclusive discount code and expirations, and just order blanks of these and call it a day. Just saves money in the long run. I made an error of not doing this in my first event. So basically what happened is, and you can kind of see lettering a little bit, I don't know. I just scribbled it because I don't want y'all using that code. But basically, as you can see, the yellowing doesn't really fit the card, so I had to go in and revise it. I think it's a great revision. I'm happy that this was like a small order. It was like 50 cards, so I didn't really waste a lot of money to figure this out. But learn from me, don't do this, do this. I should have mentioned this before with the poly mailers. If you want to go to custom route for poly mailers, like have customized printed artwork or something, I would advise against that until you get more business. What I would recommend doing is getting stickers of your logo and placing it on a poly mailer. The reason why I got blue as well is because it's a nice pop of color. And what I'll do is, you know, when an order is placed in a sealed section, I'll just put it here and call it a day. You can also put it in the front under the shipping label as well. Another note is, I was told by several people to avoid black poly mailers because those are more prone to get lost. Big heads up, I was told by over 5 people to not do black. So a nice bright color is highly recommended. Oh, and I got this from packcola.com, which is the same site as my customized PR box. Okay, so last thing. It's not really branding, but it's something that you should not skip on if you have an item that could cause bodily harm, which is, you know, maybe if you make lip gloss, someone eats it, you can get sued. If you have a coffee pot, someone makes it too hot, they burn themselves, you can get sued because you didn't put proper instructions or FYIs about, you know, cautionary heads up. So what I do is I made cards. I can't tell if it's blurry. Is it blurry? I put like cards about the care instructions and info from my insulated shaker bottles. Even though in the product page, I said, caution, do not use hot liquids or whatever the language is. You know how people are, they ignore it, or they have like a 2-second memory and they forget. So you want to do as much reminders as possible. That's why most coffee cups have a caution hot liquid language, is to just eliminate liability. So with my liability, with the insulated shaker bottle, I have it in the product page here as well. I might put another sticker on the box. Maybe I should do that. I'm gonna just do that. So that's gonna be 3. On a product page, this card that's in the box, and I'll also do it outside the box as well with maybe the yellow label. All right, so the final thing is, I think is the most important thing that you can do to finish the conversion route with your customers, is a nice camera. It doesn't have to be fancy, but I do think you should have one of the latest models of a phone. We're at like iPhone 14 now. I think iPhone 12 is fine. I think I have that one. iPhone 12, maybe 11 with the right lighting. I highly recommend it. The camera I'm using right now is a Sony a7 IV. I love it. It took me a bit to learn it. I'm a very basic beginner with cameras, but a few tutorials and a few, you know, Q&A sessions with friends, I got the hang of it. But the real way to make your pictures pop and videos as well is lighting. Right now, in 2 of my ends, I have soft boxes. I had these soft boxes in Studio Vlog 304. It's a DIY photography video. I like it a lot. Pain in my butt to put together, but once they're set, it's great. I love it. I recommend it. Something that you can also use is a ring light. I have an 18-inch, I believe that was from Amazon. The soft boxes are from BH photos. You can also use Anorama as well. If you don't have a ring light or soft boxes, if you want to save space, LED lights are fine. They're just like panel lightings. I can't give you a recommendation on which ones to use. I've been eyeing it, but I had a friend who's in photography say that he recommends it for videos more in photography, which makes sense, but test it out, do as you will. I think they should be fine for simple photography, you know, for product shots, but definitely try it out. I think it's a great way to save space. If I had to choose between the soft boxes and LED lighting, I would probably test out LED lightings first before the soft boxes. If you want to use your phone, there's handy dandy lights that you can connect to your phone. There's one ring light that I've seen a lot on Amazon that's really helpful. So if you want to use your phone for most photography, I would definitely look into that. If I find a good one, I'll link it in the bottom. It'll probably be Amazon. If I can find it on BH Photo or Anorama, I'll post it as well. I have some things that I bought that's great to have, but not needed. So this video just showcased what is pretty necessary to run your business and have a good, clean appearance. If any questions, let me know in the comments. You know, like, whatever, you know the drill. Have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're at, and take care. Bye.